Hi, I'm Ryan from Inzer Products, and today we're going to talk about how to break in your new Inzer Belt. First off, before you start trying to break in your belt manually, make sure it's the right size. You don't want to return it. We have some people who have clearly beat the belt up trying to break it in, and then they try and send it back. We prefer to get the belt back in the condition you received it. So that means don't take your sizing sticker off, don't break in the belt, don't like hammer the lever on as tight as possible and leave big indentations. Try it on, get an idea if it fits you or not, and then do an exchange if you need to. That said, if you decide to keep the belt, it's the right size for you and you want to break it in, one way to do so is to just wear it. You will eventually break it in, putting it on, taking it off. But it'll take a lot longer. So lots of people try and use their hands to break it in and just try to speed the process up. Kind of think about like trying to break in a baseball glove when you were a kid. That's what I did at least. So lots of people will just kind of bend the belt back and forth, trying to like slowly stretch the leather out a little bit. You don't need to go extreme with this, but you'll kind of feel as it kind of softens up a little bit as you bend it. Then you kind of do a bit of a twist to it, just try and break that direction as well, because you want the belt to be able to like mold to your body. So it kind of needs to mold in all directions. So just a little bit of twisting, a little bit of bending. People can go really extreme on this. I've heard people driving over them with their car. I don't know why you do that, but I've heard of it. I used to just simply roll it up one way, as tight as possible, and then unroll it, and then roll it up the other way, as tight as possible. Okay, so I've rolled up a lot of belts in my time, so that's pretty easy for me, but you know, just bending it back and forth. You can already see that in the short amount of time, I can feel how different this feels already, just having done that little bit of work to it. So if you spend, you know, an hour or something watching TV, just kind of working with it, bending it back and forth, you know, it's gonna soften up quite a bit. You don't really want to overdo it either. You can stretch the suede out if you try and like really crank it too tight. And then you'll kind of get wrinkling and puckering in the suede, which you don't really want. You know, work it gently, don't get too extreme with it. And then, yeah, like I said, kind of roll it all directions. And you really want to make sure that the back part that's kind of gonna tuck into your back, you really want to make sure that that is nicely broken in. Yeah, work it in like that. And it shouldn't take too long to break it in. Like I said, an hour watching TV, you can kind of work at it and break it in a little bit. I'll quickly talk about a prong belt. The difficulty with prong belts is that they require a little more work to put on. So this is an older belt. You might be able to tell that. This actually used to be my old belt. I lived in this for a few years. You can see it's actually pretty soft already. I would have broken it in quite a bit back in the day. The thing about a prong belt is because you need to feed it through, latch it, and then, latch it and then fold this back, you really need the tongue to be soft. So that's where I would work on breaking in a prong belt especially, is just trying to fold that back and forth and make sure there's lots of flexibility in this tongue so that you can easily tuck it back under the belt loop. So again, same process, just folding it, working at it, and then making sure to focus on the tongue a little bit to make sure there's flexibility there to be able to fold it back and roll it under that tongue loop or under that belt loop. 13 millimeter especially, you'll probably want to break in with your hands. Take an hour or two and work at it. And again, prong belt, really focus on that tongue. You can also kind of work on the loop itself, trying to make sure it's flexible so you can get that edge back underneath it or the tongue back underneath it. Otherwise, yeah, just sit and play with it a little bit. And yeah, in not too long, they'll start breaking in pretty well. And then the more you wear it, the more you train in it, we'll do the same. I've heard of people like heating them up, try and soften them up. You know, I wouldn't worry about trying to do stuff like that. I'd worry about the heat affecting, you know, the glue and stuff that adheres the suede to the outside or to the inside. So I wouldn't worry about trying to heat it up too much, but just the heat of moving it with your hands is gonna be enough, I think, in time. So yeah, give that a try and see how it works for you. If you have any questions about breaking in belts or anything, leave them down in the comments below. If you found this helpful, give it a like, subscribe to our channel. We try and put out videos like this all the time, and we'll see you in the next one.